Welcome to this Blackpool Music School video all about music theory. Please don't turn off, it's very useful information to know. So in this video we'll be covering the chords in the major scale. That's your do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do scale. That scale. So let's get started. As you notice from this piece of paper, we have down here the scales. We've got C major, G major, D major, A major, E major, B major, F sharp, and so on down here. And across here you've got numbers. Okay, so the C major scale consists of C, D, E, F, G, A, B, then back to the octave. That could be called number 8 or back to the first. It's up to you how you wish to remember it. So there are 7 notes: C, D, E, F, G, A, B. So why is this useful information to know? Because they tell me what chords may be in a song. This is only a rough guide. It's right 99% of the time. There are always exceptions. So in the scale of C, the first, the fourth and the fifth will always be major chords. Even though we're in C major, there are some minor chords. So in the key of C, the first, the fourth and the fifth are always major. The second, the third and the sixth are always minor. Even though we are in C major, there are minor chords. So the second, the third and the sixth are minor. The seventh is always a diminished chord. So if we were to do that in G, the third, we've got G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. So it would be G, C and D would be major. A, B and E would be minor, and we'd have an F sharp diminished, and that applies to any of the scales written here. So we do it in E. E, A and B are major. F sharp, G sharp and C sharp are minor, and we've got a D sharp diminished. So this is how you can use the musical scale to work out what chords are in a song. It's right 99% of the time. Now, there are a couple of exceptions. The fifth note in the scale, so in C, that's G, you can either play a G major or a G7. So the fifth note in the scale, whichever one you're in, that can either be a G major, in this case, or a G7. So if we're in the key of G, the fifth note is D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That D can either be a D major or a D7, and that applies to all the fifths here, depending which key you are in. Now, a variation of this, we've got majors and minors. They could be like D minor 7 for the second, but it's still a D minor, just a D minor 7th. So roughly, going across, it is major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, then back to the octave. So there's 7 notes in the scale, really 8, because you go back to the octave, but let's say there's 7 individual notes. Okay, so in the key. So let's take the A major chord. The first, the fourth and the fifth are major. The second, the third and the sixth are minor, and the seventh is diminished. The 8th note is of course the octave, or you can think of it this way: A major, B minor, C sharp minor, D major, E major, E7, F sharp minor, G sharp diminished, back to A major. So this is how this chord sheet works. So it's a sort of cheat way. If you know a song's in the key of C, it probably features C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G or G7, A minor, B diminished, back to the octave. It'll be some variation of them chords. They won't use all of them in a song, but they're some of the chords you'll use. So this type of chord sheet is very useful. This is for major scale, the major scale, the do, re, mi. This is not for the minor scale or other scales. This is purely for the major scale. And that's how musicians can sort of know the chords to songs before they play them. If you say to somebody it's in C major, they'll know there could be C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, C. Which order they come in and stuff like that is another thing, but they can probably narrow it down to 8 chords. And that's roughly how chords are worked out for songs. We're talking your rock, pop, country songs here, the sort of stuff you might hear on the radio. Jazz and other forms of music use much more elaborate chords, but as a rule of thumb, that's how you can work out the chords for a song. Once you know it's in C, they're probably the chords you're going to need, and the same for G. Again, like I said, I am talking rock, pop, country songs, light-hearted songs. Songs that have a more complicated structure, say from the 30s and 40s, do use more complicated chords. But that is roughly a guide to a chord sheet and what chords could be in the key of the song you're playing in. So I hope you found this video useful. If you have, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Blackpool Music School for more videos. The more thumbs up we get and the more subscribers we get, the more videos we will post. So until next time, take care, keep practicing, keep playing, and as always, goodbye.